Hey everyone, I'm Donovan, and in this video, I want to make some Dungeons & Dragons terrain in SketchUp for iPad. If you've watched any of my other videos here on the channel, you could probably tell that I like Dungeons & Dragons. And in the past, I've done things like build houses and buildings for my characters to explore and experience. But one of the things that I've never really focused on is the terrain that goes around those buildings. Sometimes in the past what I've done is make these little tiles, if they're in a dungeon, say, that I can, spread around and do different configurations. But for larger areas, say like a courtyard or a marketplace, I want to figure out a way to make terrain that is not only customizable, but is easily repeatable. So I'm going to jump into SketchUp for iPad, and what I want to do is create a base and then create components and groups so that I can make repeating patterns of any kind of terrain that I want to customize for some of my future campaigns. Let's jump into it. To begin, what I want to do is come in here and create a new document. Now, since what I'm making is going to be really small compared to our scale figure right here, what I want to do is go ahead and zoom in real close. Then I want to come grab the rectangle tool, and I'm going to draw a rectangle out, and I want to make this 8 inches by 8 inches. This is going to be my base that everything is going to be built on top of. So what I'm going to do is come in here, grab the push-pull tool, and I'm going to bring it up about a 1/16 of an inch. Dungeons & Dragons squares are typically 1 inch by 1 inch. So what I want to do on this is create a grid of 8 squares by 8 squares, and that is going to be the base of my terrain. Since I'm going to be editing on top of my base and I don't want to alter the base itself, I first need to turn this into a group. And then what I can do is come in and start on my different sections. To help me out, what I'm going to do is make some guides by taking the tape measure tool, going from the edge, and we're going to come out 1 inch. And then from the other edge, it should snap, to 1 inch. And now I have my guide for my first square. What I'm going to do is create a section of different size stones. I'm going to start with the big ones and then fill in the gaps with little ones later. But to make that first one, I'm going to grab my rectangle tool and I'm going to come in here and just draw a shape. Doesn't really matter the size because I want this to be random, and I'm going to add some different variety and texture to it. Now, this rectangle doesn't look like a rock. So what my plan is to come in and add some organic shaping to it, give some variety to it. And then once I'm happy with the shape, go ahead and pull that up to give my terrain some texture. What I want to do is I want to come in and I'm going to take the pencil tool. And I'm just going to draw some lines. Add some over here. And then what I want to do is just draw some more lines to give some variety to my rectangle rock. Even though it looks a little bit like a Pac-Man ghost right now, that's okay. My next step is to take the eraser tool, and I'm going to come in here and erase all of these corner pieces. Now that I have my rock shape, the next thing I want to do is take my push-pull tool, and I'm going to bring this up about a 32nd of an inch. Now this still doesn't look quite organic enough, so to help make it look a little bit more organic, what I want to do is I want to bring this top section in just a little bit to give it some shape so that the top is a little bit narrower than the base. I'm going to double click on the top, and then I want to take my scale tool. I want to make sure I click from center. And then what I want to do is click and scale this top portion in just a little bit. And now since I did it from center, all of the sides should be angling in to give it more of that organic shape and feel to it. I may want to make alterations to this in the future. And so for each of these rocks that I'm designing in this area, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn each into a component. I'm going to name this Rock 1. And that one's done, and I can go on to my next one. We're going to do another one up here, so I'm going to get my rectangle tool and draw another shape. And now following that same process, what I'm going to do is take my pencil tool, and I'm just going to come in and shape this out. And then I can come in and take the eraser tool and erase all the edges that I don't need. And again, I'm going to take my push-pull tool, I'm going to push this face up and match it to that over there. Come in and select the top. We're going to scale from center. I'm going to zoom in, click on my point, and then bring it in. I got 2 stones, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the rest of these area in following that same process and technique. Now I have my collection of rocks. It doesn't look too bad. To help myself, what I'm going to do is come in, I'm going to draw a rectangle around this group of rocks, matching my guides that I put in. I'm going to select that face and go ahead and delete it so that there's no Z fighting. And then I'm going to come in and select all of these and turn it into a group. The reason I drew a rectangle around my stones is so that I can have these guides around my collection of rocks, so that if I want to move these up and copy them, I can just snap this corner to that corner, this corner to that corner, or if I wanted to flip them, I could flip along an even axis. Now I just need to scatter these over the rest of the board. To start, what I want to do is come and I want to flip this design to the next panel. So flip, I'm going to add a copy, go to the edge. Now I'm going to select the both of those. I'm going to flip, add a copy, and then I want to go to this upper edge. Now that I have these, I'm going to go ahead and select all of them. I want to move, add a copy, and I'm going to click this bottom corner, drag it to the right corner, and then do that 3 more times. Now I'm going to take all of this and I'm going to select it. I'm going to move, add a copy, click this bottom edge, take it to the top corner, and again, do it 3 more times. And now I have my terrain. But one thing I've noticed is that there's a lot of empty space, like right in here, a little bit right there. So I want to come in and edit a couple of these rocks to fill that area. And since they're components, if I edit one, it'll edit the rest of them. We're going to take this and we're going to scale it a little bit. Click out of my component. And since I edited that one, all of the rest are edited as well. And that doesn't look too bad. So what I can do is I can come in now and I can erase these guides because I don't need these anymore. And now that I have this all done, what I want to do is I want to come in and rotate a couple of these just to give some more variation to it. So I'm going to select one of my groups. I'm going to rotate it, click a corner. We're just going to do 90 degrees. I'll come grab another one, come in and rotate it. We'll do it the other way. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. And we're going to come in here, we're going to export. For file type, I'm going to go down to STL and go ahead and export it. And then after slicing your model and using your printer of choice, you can have your very own terrain pieces. And now that I have that base, if I want to make a different type of terrain, all I need to do is go in and edit some of those components, add different variations, and I can have a brand new plate. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you next time.